Hi, my name's Jonathan Byrd. I'm the song coach, here to give you the information, the inspiration, and the motivation that you need to write your own songs. And today I'd like to kick off a whole new playlist called Campfire Conversations. If you've ever wondered what songwriters talk about when we get together, you may not be surprised to learn that we talk about songs, but you may be surprised to learn that we share unrecorded, unreleased, and often unfinished work with each other, sometimes to get feedback, sometimes to just share what we're working on. And today I want to share a conversation with you that I had in Dahlonega, Georgia, beautiful mountain town, a little town in Dahlonega in northeast Georgia. And you would be surprised at how many musicians and how much music is in that little town. And in fact, my friend Radford Windham of Radford Windham and Step Back Cadillac, great songwriter, is teaching the next generation of Dahlonega's songwriters right now. And you're going to hear from him today. Also, my friend Jason Kenney, also known as Banjii. He came out of Dahlonega, Georgia. Radford taught him. And now Jason Kenney is out there showing other people how it's done. And his partner, Mayuri Joshi. And together they have formed Kahani Records. Kahani means story. And they're coming up with interesting and unique ways to tell stories. Today you're going to hear 3 unrecorded, unreleased songs never before heard outside of our little circle, and you're going to hear them for the first time today. And I hope you enjoy this conversation. I hope you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell for notifications so you never miss one of these Campfire Conversations. Enjoy.
Here, I'm gonna sit back.
Yeah, right here. Here in Dahlonega, Georgia, our friends Radford and Jason Kenney's off on the side there, tuning up. Mayuri, I'm sorry. Mayuri.
I was driving over here today, and a buddy of mine called me up, said, "Hey, have you seen the playlist Jonathan made of all the songs that you wrote? And above the song you wrote is the song that inspired you to write that song."
Oh yeah.
I'm driving to Atlanta today, and I can't wait to listen to that whole.
Yeah. I made a Spotify playlist of all those songs. Like one of the most obvious, honestly, when I listen to it now, I'm like, wow, I can't believe I got away with that. Is Poncho and Lefty and Diana Jones.
Yeah.
They're so similar in so many ways.
The one that shocked us was the Ballad of Larry, using the piano song. We had it pegged for a John Prine song that you...
Oh, Hello in There.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that.
That's like my favorite. I love Hello in There. That's probably my favorite John Prine song. So
yeah, but that was from a Chuck Brodsky song called Radio, which is an awesome song. It's a cool story, but I was just playing a show with him, and he had this cool riff on the guitar, and guitar players, we just steal stuff from each other all the time. I sit backstage and I learned that riff, and then a few days later I wrote that song. And I don't think I really connected them at the time.
Yeah.
Until I saw Chuck again, and I was like, "Hey man, I wrote this song." And I played it for him, and he was like, "I got a song for you." And he played me his song. I was like, "Oh!" I was there for the songwriting competition. That was the song that got me into the songwriting competition. So understand that Chuck Brodsky entered that same songwriting competition 8 years in a row and never even made it into the competition.
Oh my gosh.
So he was so cool about it. But before I got on stage, I'm trying not to listen to other people and like get into the whole comparison game. I'm just trying to like focus on my thing. I'm gonna go out there and play my song. And Chuck came backstage, and he shook my hand and he said, "Just remember, Jonathan, everything's riding on this." He walked out. I was like, "Oh."
That's a great playlist, though. If you gotta look it up.
I didn't know about this. It's awesome.
Can't remember what it's called. Mamas and Babies, I think it's called.
Yes, Mamas and Babies.
Mamas and Babies.
I did that with yours, The Edge.
Oh yeah.
So The Edge, the way your chord progression is, mine's a little different. Is what I wrote Step Back Cadillac to.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Did you tell me that already?
No, I didn't.
No.
So
I got it.
So because I listened to The Edge over and over when that first came out, it's just that's the song I really the whole verse about Lot's wife and all that stuff. So
wow.
So that whole walk down, mine's a little different. How does your Edge go?
Sort of double stops. So that's based on a G.
Yeah.
And it goes, it's quiet, we're stranded in the B minor by a handful of rain. See, I just want to sleep, but I can't find a place, whatever that is.
Mine sounds like this. Can I borrow your other?
Oh yeah. Bright white lights are shining as you step out on the stage. Everyone is watching you, locked behind your cage. Oh, that's great. I would never hear that song and go, hey, he stole my riff. I encourage people to do that. It's like, what songs, you're trying to write a song and you're trying to get a certain vibe. What other song in the world has that vibe?
Right.
Just go study that.
Yeah.
And take it in as your own,
Yeah, I definitely took several of your ideas, Jonathan.
Nice.
Starlight, Star Bright. What's that song that you have?
Starlight, star bright, you're the only star I've got
Right.
tonight.
So I was listening to that on repeat when I was writing the song, and somebody asked me to write a song for their record, and I had to do it quick, and I did it with my friend Seth Livingood. But yeah, the chorus goes, starlight, star bright, I walk it like I know the way. And then I was like, what does that sound like? Yeah, I think I called you about it. I was like, is this cool? You're like, go for it, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, like I didn't steal that. I mean,
Yeah,
come on,
oh, right. Like I didn't steal it.
Here's another one. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, right? Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
That's awesome.
How I wonder what you are. I mean, come on.
We started writing songs together, and that's how we eventually got together. The second song I wrote, I dedicated to him, and it was about music, because that was the platform we were using. And one of the verses go, "What if music existed before the Big Bang? And maybe we're all just different instruments in just one song, and the goal is to harmonize as one." That was the point of that. Like, we're all actually just singing one song, and we all have different instruments, and we're just trying to figure out how to take all those instruments and play that one song together. That line was inspired by actually Hindu philosophy, which is that sound came before creation. So if you believe in God or consciousness, first said the word Om. And Om is every vibration that ever existed. And so Om, and then that created matter. And the story of creation starts with the word Om, the sound Om.
Yeah, the vibration.
The vibration, the intention is captured of everything that ever existed is captured in that sound. Because he was teaching me, I had no idea, because I learned music through Banjii. Before him, I've done so many different things, jobs, but never music. So
Right.
he brought music into my life. He represents music to me, and so he was teaching me how to sing harmony. So the song is called Harmony, about harmony, right? Yeah. So it's like, for some we're white noise, but for some we're a harmony. Like, that's one of the choruses,
Nice.
and that we sang that in the harmony.
Now, you started writing songs pretty recently. You told me that I inspired you to start writing
That's it.
songs.
Jason introduced me to you. It was at Crimson Moon, his first show at the Crimson Moon, I believe. Jonathan got up there and played one song with you. And John Grimm came up and y'all played a slow version of Young Slaver
Oh,
with the fiddle. And it was phenomenal. I was 30 years old at the time. I don't know, 28, 30 years old. And I'd never written a song in my life. And so I went home. I thought, gosh, this is what I want to do. I want to write music. So since then, I've written 40 to 50 songs.
wow.
And I help students write songs every day in class, and it's kind of cool. It's one of those things. And so I love listening to Jason's music, even from the original CD of, I remember you standing in, what was the song I helped you do? The first album.
Without Sidewalks?
Yeah, Without Sidewalks. That was great. And everybody's
we just found that CD yesterday. It's funny.
And everybody's got their own feel. I'm a historical writer. I like to talk about, things that have happened. So my latest is it's called Lorraine. It's so 2 years ago we were taking our boys to go to Memphis. We went to go see Graceland, which is phenomenal. We also took them to the Lorraine Motel, where Martin Luther King got shot. And so it's just a very the presence there. They've kept it like it was the day he got shot. And so we were there reading the memorials, plaques, and my youngest son comes up to me and said, "Hey, Dad, I just want to stand with you," which is kind of odd because he usually likes to walk with his mom because they like to go through the memorials real quick. And as soon as he did, 10 seconds later, 50 yards from us was a drive-by shooting.
Holy cow.
Oh, man.
So
Right there.
we dropped down to the ground, hundreds of people. I mean, it was just so surreal. So on the way home, I wrote a song called Lorraine. And in the song, it feels like it's a female. But really, it's talking about the hotel, and I sort of try to match up. The first verse talks about what happened with Martin Luther King the day he died. And the second verse is about what our struggles were. I'm gonna run away from you, Lorraine, just as fast as I can right now. There's nothing you can do, the curse is on you, it can't change any way or how. So I'm gonna run away from you, Lorraine, right now. 69, things were turning right for his king and the rightful state. He was headed to Memphis to stay at your place to help the local garbage man. Standing on your porch and talking to Ben and wanting him to play that night. His shots ring out from across the street and the king, he lost his life. So I'm gonna run away from you, Lorraine, just as fast as I can right now. There's nothing you can do, the curse is on you, it can't change any way or how. That's perfect. So I'm gonna run away from you, Lorraine, right now. Well, you still look good after all these years. I wonder how you kept yourself when others around you look worn down. I think you're under that ageless spell. But deep down inside there's a curse that's real. I felt it on a cloudy day when shots rang out from across the street. I hit the ground and I had to say, so I'm gonna run away from you, Lorraine, just as fast as I can. Way, there's nothing you can do, the curse is on you, it can't change any way or how. So I'm gonna run away from you, Lorraine, right now. Shots were fired in the middle of the air. And all you did was sit and stare. So I'm gonna run away from you, Lorraine, just as fast as I can right now. There's nothing you can do, the curse is on you, it can't change any way or how. So I'm gonna run away from you, Lorraine, just as fast as I can right now. There's nothing you can do, the curse is on you, it can't change any way or how. So I'm gonna run away from you, Lorraine, right now.
Wow.
So it's kind of
Oh,
beautiful.
man.
Yeah, it's a fun song to do.
Yeah, that's so cool. I love knowing the story behind that.
Yeah, it's so I had to do a little research. I love it because I get to do a little research on Martin Luther King. He was talking to I can't remember Ben's last name, but he's a musician, and so literally a minute before he got shot, he was leaning over the porch talking to this guy named Ben, asking him to play at the rally that night. I think he was a saxophone player, and he wanted Ben to play that night.
Who's inspiring you these days, Jason?
Mayuri.
Our project that we're doing right now is entirely based on like real life, but our life. And so it's called Uncommon Love Story. And it's really like whatever's happening to us, we're taking that, turning it into a song and a video. And literally we're just like enacting out real life through this platform. And it's for the same reason, all the things that y'all have been talking about, right? It's just, it's healing, right? Because that's how we're connecting. Like, so we're basing it on this concept of the 7 chakras. It's the root chakra, the sacral chakra, your emotions chakra, heart, throat, and intuition, and connecting to the spirit. So we are using that as a framework. And the reason why we chose that framework is when you get to the last part, the idea is you've been through a journey that allows you to connect with your audience and each other, because that's the whole point of those 7 chakras, right? Like the energy, the vibrations flow through your body, and if you can really get vibrations to flow all the way from the root chakra to the crown chakra, then you're connected to everything and everyone. So we're using music that is targeting each of the 7 chakras to unblock that chakra, so that when you get to the last one, like we are fully connected both to each other and whoever we are telling that story to.
People who are watching this right now are really going to want to find out what that's about and to listen to your songs. What's the best way for people to find those things?
KahaniRecords.com.
KAHANI records.com.
Yeah.
Great.
So,
Great.
And so we are being basically, I think, speaking for him, but we're being inspired by our day-to-day problems. And then when it becomes a song, we're like, okay, well, it's worth it. That all those fights were worth it, because at least it turned into something good. And so, I mean, especially the last one was called Gaslighted. So you can imagine.
Oh.
We had to, and I think it's beautiful because you actually have to deal with everything you're talking about. It's not something people are comfortable doing, so it kind of forces us, like it's an excuse to talk about it. It's like, I'm like, you have to talk about it. We're not going to be able to write this song if we don't address this first.
This video can't happen until we get through this.
There's the incentive.
It's incentive.
There's the incentive.
That's exactly.
Yeah, Mayuri likes to call it my non-verbal communication.
Yeah, non-verbal.
And I'm like, I'm using words. Yeah.
Like the moth to the flame, my ancient lover.
Stay with me, we finally meet. Hello, stranger, do you remember me?
She looked at the sky and she's like, quit your job, you marry me.
What's an artist without his suffering? A healer without my pain, love without separation, the river without the rain. What's the answer without the question? Goodbye without the fight.
This is forever. Even when I close my eyes, my ancient
then there's like badass
Nice.
guitar solo or something.
Wow. So that just that line, "My ancient lover," sounds Hindi.
Yeah, and that and that's okay. So this is why I knew that like Banjii was my soulmate or twin soul, because like when I like a few of the songs, like I wrote the words, and then somehow he picks up the vibration that the word is, or the song or the lyric is trying to say, and that he came up with that, but it has like a lot of Indian classical, like, which I'm inspired by. So it's almost like he's reading, somehow he's like reading my mind, or reading what he's picking up what I'm trying to put down.
I think that's what makes American music great, is that from the beginning, there's just a fusion of cultures, and it all just gets thrown in, like steel guitar from Hawaii. Like these soldiers came back from Hawaii with this whole different slide guitar technique, and that just became a recognizable part of country music. You don't think about Hawaii when you hear that anymore. You
Right.
think about George Jones.
That's it.
American music and film and media influences the whole world more than we know that in any other country. So it's a responsibility also.
Right.
We were talking about that yesterday. You know, the response. There is also responsibility that comes with music and storytelling,
Right.
because you kind of are influencing generations. So I'm not necessarily like inspired by only songs, but I'm inspired by like the people. Like, so I'm inspired by artists and who they are as a person, and then I want to listen to their song. If I'm not inspired by the artist as a person,
Right.
then that song doesn't have the same
Right.
meaning to me.
I've got this song I wanted to share. If I can get my damn phone up. Here we go. That was actually inspired by the James Webb Space Telescope. I started thinking about this, and I started thinking about like it's an infrared telescope, so it's looking for light that's coming from as far away as you can go, basically, right now. And so that light, as the universe expands, the wavelengths get stretched. So visible light from a star would now be invisible to us. It would be down in the infrared or even lower. So it's looking for that kind of stuff. And I just started thinking about that connection, and also looking back through time, essentially, is what we're doing. We're looking, the farther away you look, the farther back in time. Almost like you're visually doing archaeology of the universe. You know Missy Raines? A really great bluegrass bass player of the year, like, I don't know, 10 years in a row or something. Amazing. I got her to write this song with me. I don't even know if it's done, but it feels pretty good.
That is awesome.
Thanks.
That's
It's
beautiful.
a great song.
Thank
I
you.
love it.
I'm going to wrap up the video part of this because it's just, I just want to hang out with you guys. But I just want to thank Mayuri and Radford and Jason Banjii.
Banjii.
Yeah.
It was
Right.
a good idea. Thanks for having us.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Jonathan.
Appreciate it, bud.
Thank you. It was great.
I'll put links to everybody's stuff in the description.
Peace.
Wow. That gave me goosebumps and like made me teary just watching it over again and editing this video together. Just the energy of creativity in a circle like that is such a beautiful thing, and I'm so happy to be able to bring that to you in this form. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments. You can support this channel. Please do. Patreon.com/JonathanByrdMusic. That's how I keep the lights on. Also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell for notifications so that you never miss one of these campfire conversations. I'm Jonathan Byrd, here to give you the information, inspiration, and the motivation that you need to write your own songs. Love y'all. Bye-bye.